All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us on August 26, 2026, and joining us for the regular scheduled village board meeting of the village of Shorewood. With that, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lana, roll call, please.
Mayor DeBold.
Here.
Trustees Amos.
Here.
Babiak. Here. Brockman.
Here.
Chapman.
Here.
Luciano.
Here.
And Selfridge.
Here.
All right, we do have a quorum for the conduct this evening's business. With that, we'll move into our citizens section. Are there any citizens wishing to address the village board this evening? All right, seeing none, we'll move into this evening's consent agenda. Consent agenda item number 1 will be approval of the regular meeting minutes from August 11th, 2026. Item 2 is approval of accounts payable in the amount of $761,575.65. Item 3 is approval of a payment in the amount of $49,087 to the Grand Prairie Water Commission for the July 2026 fees. Item 4 is approval of a payment in the amount of $10,000 to Safe Step for the 2026 Hazardous Sidewalk Program. And item number 5 will be approval of a payment in the amount of $16,131 to Hacienda Landscaping for the 2026 Huntington Fawn Parks Reconstruction Project. Is there any questions that a board member needs further questions or any other clarification? If none, we'll take a motion to approve consent.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by trustee Luciano,
Second.
second by trustee Chapman. Roll call, please.
Babiak. Yes. Brockman.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
And Amos.
Yes.
All right.
I have a question. Did you have open comment yet?
We did.
It was 7:02, and you know, I have a ability to do a while to get past all your aspects.
Would-
So I'd like you to rewind a little bit there.
We'll come to the end. We already went through that and went into consent. We did open the floor. We did open the floor.
Yeah.
Nobody approached.
You know, you understand,
The board meeting starts at 7, sir.
conveniently for you.
All right, moving on to our reports of communications. We do have oath of office for new patrol officers. So with that, we are going to introduce Officer Thigpen Jr., who is a criminal justice graduate from Benedictine University with a bachelor's. He's also looking to impact lives and give back to the community. We're also going to introduce Officer Aiden Basil. Officer Basil is a Marine Corps veteran with 6 years, and he's still actively in the Marine Corps Reserves. Also looking to give back to the community. And Officer Everardo Solario, he has an associate's degree from law enforcement from Joliet Junior College. Another individual wanting to come back and give to the community. With that, I ask that all 3 officers come up to the front. Why don't you guys kind of go sideways and have fun and look at the pictures of us, some way, shape, or form. You raise your right hand. I state your names.
I, Robert Silverman,
Having been appointed to the position of police officer
having been appointed to the position of police officer
in the police department of the village of Shorewood,
in the police department of the village of Shorewood,
county of Will,
county of Will,
state of Illinois,
state of Illinois,
aforesaid,
aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the ordinances of the village of Shorewood,
and the ordinances of the village of Shorewood,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Let me give you guys your badges. And so everybody knows, each of these officers started the academy yesterday, And from the little bit we've already gathered, it's a pretty grueling day one even for these guys. Academy's a multiple week course that they go through. They go through the academy. After the academy, the officers come back and they start a field training program with our officers, some of which are here. And they start that vigorous process as well on the street, learning our streets and the ins and the outs here in town. And again, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
congratulations. Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think it's Paul's got a lot of things to do. We've got three, can we get all the board up on here too? Which way else to go, Isabel? You're the,
Alright, 1, 2, 3. One.
all right, congratulations, guys. Thank you.
That cleared the room.
All right. Lana, was there anything else that you had under reports and communications?
No, sir.
All right, with that, we'll move on to this evening's order of business. Business item number 1 would be a presentation of the annual comprehensive financial report. Ms. Burkholder.
Thank you, Mayor. Presented this evening is the village's audit and related financial report for the fiscal year that ended March 31st of 2026. Preparing that report again this year and conducting the village's audit is Sikich LLP. Here tonight is Nick Bava, the principal and the person in charge of our engagement. The items this year that deviated a bit from prior year include the reporting of our IEPA loans and the related single audit report, as well as the reporting of the village's investment in the Grand Prairie Water Commission. But I won't steal the good parts. We'll let Nick take us through the report. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, members of the board, for having me here tonight. As Ann mentioned, my name is Nick Bava. I'm a principal at Sikich and the principal to oversee the village's audit. So here to present the results of the audit for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2026. As customary for the village's audit, we issue a suite of deliverables. The annual comprehensive financial report, which is the large audit document, I'll highlight some items out of that. We also issue reports for the village's tax increment financing district. This year there's some significant grant spending, so we had a couple of deliverables for that I'll touch on here shortly. But as always, if there's any questions that the board has related to the audit, the process, I'd be happy to address those. So the first thing I'd like to point out, if you're following along on the agenda packet, page 39, the village did receive its 19th consecutive Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. This isn't old news by any stretch for the village. They've been participating in the program through the GFOA, that's the Government Finance Officers Association. This is an elective program that the village has participated in for almost 20 years. So they prepared a report that is as comprehensive as you can prepare, really in the spirit of full disclosure and transparency to those interested in Shorewood's financial positions and fund balance. So we commend our clients for going above and beyond that minimum reporting requirement. I always like to call that out with the clients that do participate. On pages 45 and 48, you will find the independent auditor's report, which is our opinion on the financial statements. So we are contracted by the village to audit the financial statements and issue assurance on those financial statements to determine if they're reasonably, materially accurate as of a respective fiscal period. So pleased to report that we've issued what's referred to as an unmodified opinion on the village's financial statements as of March 31st, 2026. So the unmodified opinion is a clean opinion and the highest level of assurance that we as auditors can issue towards an organization like the Village of Shorewood. Following the independent auditor's report on pages 49 and 50 of the agenda packet represents an additional opinion that may or may not exist depending on the level of grant spending that takes place for Shorewood. So Historically, over the last few years, grant spending, grant awards have certainly ramped up, which has been great to see, which has required additional testing on our end. So in the case of fiscal year 2026, the village spent $5.3 million roughly in federal grant dollars and then $1.4 million roughly in state grant dollars. So as part of that spending, the village surpassed a certain threshold. That threshold is $1 million in federal grant spending, which requires us to perform what's called a single audit of federal expenditures. So there is a separate report for that. We also have a separate opinion in the audit that documents we didn't identify any instances of non-compliance or question costs that we would need to disclose to you as part of those additional tests. Now, that federal single audit was driven by the projects that are circulated through the IEPA program. So the major water infrastructure projects that are ongoing, some of those dollars through the IEPA were sourced through federal funds. So we had to audit those federal dollars through the program set by the federal government. So those costs went through certain compliance tests, and we did not identify any issues or instances of non-compliance with those federal dollars that were spent. So a clean, unmodified opinion as far as the village's single audit goes. And certainly as the village continues to have significant grant spending, this will be a high volume area that we evaluate and audit on an annual basis. So overall, just kind of wrapping that all up, I'd like to thank Ann and the finance department for their help throughout the process. The village, being a March 31st year end, has until the end of September to issue and file their audit report. So we finished the audit, I believe, at the end of July. So we're well within that time frame, which is a testament to the folks in the finance department here that take that very seriously. So I'd like to thank them and certainly thank the board for having me here tonight to present, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Anybody from the board have any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
All right, business item number 2 will be consideration for approval of an ordinance amending the Village of Shorewood Code of Ordinances with respect to water meters. This item is up for a first read. Over to Ms. Burkholder.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a cleanup section of the code which clarifies the village's intentions for when a water meter is damaged but not tampered with. Meter tampering has its own set of rules and is clearly documented. This most often in the village's case refers to when a meter freezes inside either an unoccupied home or a poorly insulated home and is no longer serviceable and needs to be replaced before the end of its useful life. It has been the village's practice previously that homeowner would be responsible for the cost of that meter replacement, but we found that the code was a bit ambiguous on that. So this will take care of that policy. Would I be happy to take any questions?
Anybody have any questions from this? Go ahead.
So you said the meter's in the home, because my one thought is, like, I don't even know where my meter is, just out of complete ignorance. But I also don't know if I ever got a spec sheet from the village telling me what temperature a meter needs to be kept at, or like how to insulate it. So I'm trying to understand how I would know if my meter would freeze, or how do I prevent it from freezing, and things like that. Trying to think through like an irrigation RPZ, right? Those I know where that at, and my company contacts me and says, hey, it's gonna frost tonight, cover it, right? Or something like that. So that's, my thought is, how do the people know to not let it freeze, or how to not let it freeze?
9 times out of 10, most, especially with new development, it's in the basement of your home.
Okay.
Or a crawl space, or somewhere in a closet if you don't have any of those within the home itself. So if the home, as long as the home is heated to above freezing temperatures, 32 and above, it should be fine.
Okay.
It's those, when the weathers drop and someone's in Florida where they had turned off all of their utilities to the household, there's the potential for damage to a water meter may occur.
Okay, so none of them are outside exposed to the elements?
Some are.
Some are, okay.
Yeah, in the older section of town, there's a meter pit on the outside of the home, and those are treated in the same respect, but it is in a meter pit below grade.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor.
Anybody else have any other questions?
I have one.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Is this just for a meter that's frozen, or is it for any meter that's broken?
It would be For any meter that was damaged and no longer serviceable, that was not the result of meter tampering. Usually for us, that's frozen, but it could be another cause.
So anytime something goes wrong with the meter, the homeowner will be responsible?
Unless the meter was at the end of its natural life cycle and the village was replacing it because it was time to replace it.
It doesn't, if it's, was defective, if you show it's defective, does that count?
No, if a meter is defective and not working properly, we can have it tested. If a homeowner requests a meter be tested, there is a cost to that, because otherwise, every time someone didn't like a water reading, they would say their meter's not working and they wanted it tested. But if the meter's found to be faulty after the test, we reimburse them for that cost and replace the meter. That, I think I've seen it happen once in 20 years. It's very rare.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Ann or Noriel on that? It's a first week, we can leave it, if somebody wants to ponder it, or we can waive the second, whatever everybody's comfortable with. Leave it.
I just leave it, I guess, if anything.
Yeah, we can leave it as a first, yep, not a problem. So we'll bring it in 2 weeks and we'll finalize it, that way if anybody has any other questions, we can clarify
Yeah,
those.
thank you.
Not a problem. All right, item number 3 would be a consideration for approval of a proposal for Front Runner Systems for the Village Hall service window upgrades in the amount of $20,180, Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor. So we have 3 temporary service windows that were installed during the pandemic as an emergency protective measure to increase facility security and improve long-term operations at Village Hall. We are proposing to replace the temporary Lexan panels with more permanent heavy-duty tempered glass. Funds are available in our fiscal year 27 budget. Staff is recommending the village board waive the bid process and award the proposal to Front Runner Systems in the amount of $20,180 for the Village Hall service window replacement. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions on that? If not, we'll take a motion to approve that proposal.
I'll make a motion for the approval of a proposal from Front Runner Systems for Village Hall service window upgrades in the amount of $20,180.
Second.
Motion by trustee Selfridge, seconded by trustee Babiak. Roll call, please.
Brockman,
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
And Babiak.
Yes.
All right, business item number 4 would be consideration for approval of a proposal from TNS Seal Coating for the 2026 annual seal coating program in the amount of $33,150. Public Works, one more time.
Thank you again, Mayor. So seal coating maintenance of our parking lots of all of our facilities we do every other year. This year, we are targeting both Village Hall and our Four Seasons Park. TNS Seal Coating was the contractor that did it the last time for us. They did well. This is a routine maintenance for us for the preservation of our asphalt parking lots. We are recommending the village board waive the bid process and award the proposal from TNS Seal Coating in the amount of $33,150 for the seal coating of Village Hall and Four Seasons. And I must apologize, I did have a typo on my memo, but it is the recommendation for the amount of $33,150. Any questions?
Anybody have anything for Noriel?
I'll make a motion for the approval of a proposal from TNS Seal Coating for the 2026 annual seal coating program in the amount of $33,150.
Second.
Motion by trustee Selfridge, seconded by trustee Babiak. Roll call, please.
Chapman.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
Babiak.
Yes.
And Brockman.
Yes.
All right, with that concludes our order of business. We'll move into our department reports. I'll start off with building. Mr. Steriati.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm not sure that the building report got into the agenda. We sent it up, but I don't see it in there. So I will get it forwarded to Stephanie to forward on.
Board members are acknowledging they have it.
Oh, maybe it was just not in the department.
Okay. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Our inspections, our permits have all almost doubled from last year's situation, so we are extremely busy, but moving forward.
Mr. Stereotti, and with that, seeing the increase in development with your staff, are you finding everything's on track? Are you having any reoccurring problems?
No more than usual. I think Lennar's moving forward quickly. They do have some infrastructure situation that they're working out with ComEd, mainly because of the lack of crews that get called out because of the storms. So I fielded a couple calls from potential buyers that are concerned that they're, getting the runaround, but it's definitely just ComEd crews not being able to service them as quick as Lennar would like.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Stereotti? Thank you, sir. Community development, Ms. Zane.
Thank you. Our next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting is on Wednesday, as I'm sure Mr. Brockman will report. We have a couple of public hearings. There's a conditional use permit for a truck repair facility for G&J Services on Amon Dodge. There is a public hearing to discuss a PUD amendment for Rusty Ridge. When we last presented that case to you, they were gonna hopefully bring in an MRI trailer. In the end, they've decided that it would be better to do a small addition for it, that it would actually work out better for them. So we'll be redoing the public hearing on that. And then there's also a public hearing to discuss the zoning of the Mulder property, which is Shorewood North Point, up where, behind where Doc Motor Works used to be. We've got a couple of other things coming for the following month, so we're getting busy.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Ms. Zane? Thank you. Over to finance.
The bulk of the finance report tonight was addressed with the audit, but I'd be happy to take any questions if anything has come up.
All good there. Thank you. Over to parks. Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Good evening. We would just like to remind residents that registration for our fall garage sales do end next Friday, September 4th, and the garage sales will take place the 11th and the 12th. We are also hosting our annual Oktoberfest on Saturday, September 19th. It'll be at Seni's Four Seasons Park from 3:30 to 11:30. And we have the rescheduled fireworks taking place from Crossroads Fest. That will be taking place at 8:30 p.m. that same day. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to police, Deputy Chief Polson.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Filling in for Chief Barton here tonight. As you can see, tonight we had three new officers get sworn in, so they're going to be busy with the academy. We have one currently in field training, just graduated the academy. And beyond that, back to school. This lasts about a week and a half or so, or last few days, so it's keeping us busy being out there monitoring the schools and the traffic and things like that.
How long is the academy?
The academy is 16 weeks.
How long is field training?
16 weeks.
So 32 weeks of initial training.
Yes, sir.
Just so residents at home can hear that. I mean, it's pretty intense for new officers.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor. So contractor Austin Tyler is making good progress with our Sile Road Bridge project. You'll probably see concrete either tomorrow or the next day here for the north abutment wall. They will be beginning on the south. They will start the work on the south abutment wall shortly. Also, they're also going to start bringing in their crews for the road reconstruction portion of Sile between States Lane and Southwest Frontage Road. So that work should get started in the next couple weeks, tentatively scheduled. So you'll start seeing a lot of action at that location. Our pumping station is making good progress. Our north cell is pretty much covered with concrete. We are finishing the final touches of the walls and the columns on the south cell. And over the next 2 to 3, maybe even 4 weeks, you'll start seeing the framing and scaffolding being put in for the deck. So in terms of looking at the reservoir, you'll see a concrete box probably at the end of 4 weeks here. So So we're making good progress with that. The transmission main project, our PRV stations, pressure reducing valves, the 2 stations are built, ready. The contractor's gonna pick it up from the Metropolitan and then be delivering and installing on site next week, tentatively scheduled. So we're making good progress with that. Now with our public works and all the storm damage that we've been having to deal with, we're slowly catching up. Please be patient as, crews, we are starting to go back to our normal routine with hazardous sidewalks, potholes, addressing potholes in the roadways, tree issues. Those things are slowly starting to get back into our normal routine at Public Works, but I just ask for a little bit of patience as a lot of our time this summer was storm damage. That's all I
Thank you,
have.
sir.
Any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Noriel? Thank you. Administrator?
Apparently Comcast is fine and the recordings are fine, but if they were watching by stream, our Granicus locked up on us tonight, so people are watching video and no audio, but rest assured, it's being recorded, people can watch it later on. I have nothing else unless anybody has any questions.
Thank you. Over to trustee comments, over to trustee Amos.
No comments, thank you.
Trustee Babiak.
No comment.
Trustee Brockman.
Thank you, Mayor. As Natalie indicated, our next meeting, I believe that's going to be September 2nd. Is that correct?
Yes, so it's next Wednesday.
And just want to invite the board, you're welcome to come to those meetings and get kind of a heads up on what's happening. So don't shy away if you want to get a little preview of what's coming. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Chapman.
No comment.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Luciano.
Citizens Advisory Committee will be meeting September 24th here at the Village Hall on the 2nd floor. And if anyone's interested in getting involved in it, they can contact myself or any of the members through the information on the village website.
Thank you, sir. And trustee Selfridge.
None.
All right. I generally don't go back once we've passed through an agenda. Yes,
Then another meeting coming up, it's got citizens.
hang on. So Mr. Franchini, I will recognize for you to have your public comment here.
For next time, I'm going to make available a card machine, which is a real-time subscription machine, okay? As you're aware, I have a wheelchair that destroyed due to your sidewalks. Okay, my name's Felipe Franchini. I live at 622 Herald Lane. Okay, as you're aware, I have numerous medical conditions. And I'm not sure how much you're aware that I'm getting a service animal in my home. Your sidewalks, I addressed numerous occasions. Your Public Works head and Mr. Turiori criticized a curb cutting that I did after having worked for the village of Shorewood for 13 years, and I have done concrete work for 50 years. And you didn't like my way of expressing myself, and you robbed me of my time the last time as I was trying to address the board, and I told you not to feed me your bullshit, and you had issues with it, okay? You interrupt my train of thought, okay? So don't do that again. I'm gonna ask you to give me 5 minutes today because of that.
You need to refrain from the profanity, sir.
Okay, that's not profanity, okay? Okay, that's free speech. Mr. Chapman also interrupted me the last time, okay? So you think you can manage this village, okay, any way you please? Please pay attention to those sidewalks and compare my work to the conditions of your sidewalks. And I'll give you a block and a half radius away from my home, okay? Also, you guys built and approved developments of HOAs, and while somehow some people enrich themselves, and then you double taxing us, I'd like to address the condition of all the damage that's behind, along the pond and behind my house, okay? Mr. Storiori questioned me, what am I doing behind my shed? Is it his business to know what I'm doing behind my shed? You guys think about it and you go home and sleep on it, just like you guys do whatever you want on your personal lives, just like, especially you, Mr. Mayor. I don't come here questioning your personal life, do I? I could, right? So tell Mr. Storiori not to come questioning what I'm doing behind my shed because it's none of his business, okay? And you don't want me to talk to profanity, I could go and play with myself without profanity. It's none of his business unless he wants to come and help, okay? You're aware of my situation with my sidewalk at home, okay? Obviously, 50 years of doing this type of work, 13 years for the village of Shorewood, doing all your concrete work when there were only 3 employees working for Shorewood. No one had a problem. But now after doing this for 50 years, now everybody's gonna have a problem, okay? Now yesterday, I received my first threat about my service animal, and I was told that I cannot transverse along the back of my pond with my service animal. Okay? If you're not educated enough about ADA and fair housing laws, okay, and disability accommodations, it's very important that you educate yourself and educate this board, okay? I think your employees, your department heads make plenty of money to learn what that requires. And Mr. Silverman, he's been your lawyer. I known him for 50 years almost, I believe. Okay, I think he's very qualified to tell you what the law is, okay? I don't appreciate any threats. And also when the police gets called, okay, I expect them to treat me with respect. And no matter how much the HOA kisses anybody's rear end, including the police, okay, I expect the police to treat me with respect, okay? And I expect you to treat me with respect. And if you don't understand, you know what a card machine is? A real transcription machine. I'm gonna request that you provide and make one available next time I request it, so it's very important that you learn what it is, okay? It's an accommodation for somebody that has a medical condition that I have, okay? I have a wheelchair I brought my wheelchair to show you the wheels before. My wheels got destroyed, and I know you don't want all your new cops to hear me talking, and conveniently you're gonna start a meeting, now go back because I was here 2 minutes late. If I had my wheelchair, I would have been able to be here a lot faster, okay? And I will be coming a lot now, okay? And you have all these individuals that come and harass me about my work I do around my house. See, Mr. Storiori is so worried about what I do behind my shed. Behind my shed, there's a lot of brush that fell from the last storm. And now this recent storm, there's more brush that fell. The drains behind my home at the pond keep getting clogged with, normally in the real world, people would say shit, but you probably gonna say that's profanity, right? I don't think it is, okay? I think what you do behind your shed probably more profanity than what I say, okay? Or behind your home. So the drains behind my home continuously get plugged, and I unplugged them the last 2 times, and I had video, okay? So I drove my lawnmower, and I unplugged them, and I took videotape. When those ponds get plugged, and they block the water from leaving my pond, the water elevates, and Mr. Noriega probably understands with all these years of engineering that he should have, that when the water level elevates, my basement continuously runs my sump pump, okay? So you guys allow these HOAs to be formed, but then when they don't take care of them, you wipe your hands unless somebody throws something under the table. Then you run and somebody can blow the dog whistle. Hey, Felipe is doing something behind his shed. Felipe is trying to put a
Can you wrap it up, Mr. Francini?
What's that, sir?
Can you kind of wrap it up? You've been up there for over 5
1
minutes.
So please send whoever, welcome to come yourself and look at that pond, okay? If you don't have somebody that's qualified enough, look at the drain situation, somebody wants the videos, okay? Look at the brush behind my home. I called the HOA said, well, tell your lawyer to call my lawyer. I'm not gonna hire a lawyer to tell them to do what they should be doing. That's what we all pay a lot of taxes, okay? You tell your lawyer to take.
Mr. Francini, your time is well up now.
Yes,
You've been
yes.
going on for 7
So,
minutes.
I
So
will take care of the situation,
Mayor,
okay?
I would suggest
So
we
I
end
will
this
be here
now.
next time to address the same issue.
I would suggest we end this now and move
have
into
a
other
CAD
business.
All right. So, Mr. Francini, your time's off.
Yes. So
You-
have a
You've
card
you've
machine.
well exceeded the 3 minutes and happy to accommodate as we did. With that, we'll move on to conclude the meeting at this point. We entertained went back to public comment to give him an opportunity to address the board. His comments will be taken to and under advisement to appropriate staff. There is no executive session this evening. With that, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Amos, second by trustee Babiak. Roll call to adjourn, please.
Luciano,
Yes?
Selfridge,
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
Babiak.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
And Chapman.
Yes.
All right. The regular village board meeting is adjourned.